Just making sure we are going live. We have video. Oh man, I forgot to do the dashboard again. Watch as I change the dashboard on our Twitch page. Hey, Stefala, nice to see you here. By the way, quick shout out. We are going to, not this weekend, but the weekend after, Stefala is going to be making his Lotro stream debut. That'll be Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern. It's a brand new show. We also do have one other show, too, that I need to add to the calendar today. So I'm going to be getting that calendar updated hopefully very soon. No sound. Well, I'm assuming that since I see a comment related to something I said, that others can hear. Hello and welcome to Court of the Rings here on twitch.tv/LotroStream and youtube.com/LordOfTheRings/live. I am Lotro's community manager, Cordovan. I'm going to be running maybe some of the Spring Fest, just kind of hanging out, having fun, having the latest news, what have you. And during our stream today, have a little bit of fun, so there we go. Thank you very much for joining me. Hope you are digging Update 20. This will be my first stream since Update 20 was released early last week. I was out of the office later last week, so no Court of the Rings last week. I was with my son. I have a 5-year-old, and I share custody with his mom. So I had him for the whole week. So we got to spend basically all day Thursday playing Legos. He's at that perfect age where Legos are king. And I'm digging it. Actually found, speaking of Legos, I actually found, someone else found this Gollum Lego. It even comes with a little Lego fish. And gave it to me, and I thought that would be perfect for the stream room. Yeah, there we go. Isn't that thing rad? Even has a little One Ring on it. It's pretty awesome. So, nice little backdrop. It also comes with a little cart. Oh no! I dropped Frodo's fireworks and piece of Lego corn. Oh, that was pretty rad. And a little letter, presumably the invitation to the party.
What have I done?
I'm dropping Legos, that's what I've done. And thank you very much, Aqua Wow, for joining us here. I really appreciate that. All right, so what are we going to... I'm frankly still updating my admin client here in the background, so while I do that, I'm going to do a little bit of... I'm never prepared. There's one thing you should know about Cordovan. It's that he works last second. Yeah. All right, so Xanthor says over in chat, need some help please doing Bjorning level 50 class quest at level 48. Kill over 100 Norboglin and Angmar and not one stage 1 drop. Plenty of stage 2. Am I doing something wrong? I don't know, chat room. Help this person out. Love the waste, Jorgen over on YouTube says. Really appreciate that. Hopefully, we've been getting real positive comments about Update 20 here, particularly the epic story and all that. I know that we had some issues, particularly last week, with some game performance. Some of it related to an unintended tactic that was being done. People were kind of overly farming an area and causing instance crashes. But hey, whatevs. Sorry, I got a little bit of a cold here. So anyway, while I'm waiting, let me get to a little bit of news. So first off, why don't I go through the release notes. These were released on Tuesday of this week. This is 20.0.1, otherwise known as a hot fix for Update 20. We did change the required ingredients to craft the large bundle of Daggerlad provisions, Rangers provisions, without the large bundle. or a small bundle of Rangers provisions. They now have their proper ingredients, kind of, in the crafting panel. Unfortunately, while we have removed pieces of uncooked bacon and bottles of savory seasoning as requirements, we also broke something. For 2 of the bundles, they're requiring more Rangers journals of Daggerlad cookery than they should. Should only take 1. I think they're asking for 5 right now. That will be fixed. That'll be fixed in whatever next point update we have, whether it's patch 1 or another point update. Unclear at this point, but it'll be fixed whenever we do our next game code update. A couple of minor renaming of wood resource nodes. Fixed a couple of text issues. One issue in particular that prompted this point update was players can now complete Take Heartman of Gondor even when the area was crowded. We had run into an issue where if too many people were running in that area, it was borking the NPCs. So we got that fixed right now. The big one is the Langreuven camp has had some changes made to address performance issues. In particular, like I said, we had some people who were kind of camp farming things and causing too many bodies to pile up and that sort of thing. And also we were dropping ingredients that weren't supposed to be dropping there. And I know some people wanted those reputation tokens to be dropping in Langreuven, and I understand that, but ultimately we had to stop it, so sorry. Let's see. We also did lower the respawn rates of some enemies in Karchost and Skoyronk. Made it so PvMP monster players can use their chat channels again. And we do have some known issues. So, one is the Stoic Pose emote is not displaying correctly if you have a bow and an offhand weapon equipped. I already talked about the crafting thing. If you have the... Oh, that's actually an error. It should say Hero Pose emote. Will be unable to purchase the Stoic Pose emote. What's happening is it says, well, you've already got it, even if you don't. So that'll be fixed in the next update as well. And even if you do purchase the Stoic Pose emote, you can buy it again. Don't buy it again, because it ain't good for you. Logo bugged in the German client. Okay. Yeah, we changed the ingredient, forgot to change the value, something like that. I'm not quite sure what the exact issue was, but it's busted. It won't take that much real soon here. All right, James A. 2 issues. Now that the cook recipe has been changed, it now requires 5 journals instead of 1. Yep, that's that one I just talked about. Taylor 1 also allows players to convert 10 solvents into 7 masterful agilities. That I did not personally know about that, but that's a bummer. Thank you for removing the farm raids in Langreuven, someone says. Yeah, it was one of those things where we probably should have caught it before we went live with it, but the fact is it didn't get caught, so we had to do some kind of last second work on that, and that's a bummer. But hey, what do you do? All right, while I do some final work on this client patching, Update 20 is a fairly large client, and I didn't have the chance to do it yet. Let me go across a couple of events that are going to be going on this Saturday. This is thanks to the fine folks at LotroArtists.com. Noten Zauber are having their second classical concert. This takes place over on Belaguer, over in Brie. At, let's see, 21 hours is 9 p.m. their time, so 3 p.m. our time, Eastern time rather. 3 p.m. server time, the Brie Scholars Hall. It's really cool that it's classical. I tell you, I really need to get into the music system because I love the idea of doing my own band. Something I should really learn how to do and do a better job at. For our French players as well, actually, is that right? It says it's on Saran. But Die Bunten Vogel are having a concert on Saturday. This is before the Prancing Pony Show at 3 o'clock server time. And again, that's thanks to Lotro Artists. And as you can see over on the upcoming events, we have the Bird and Baby Yard Party concerning Hobbits, Eriador Music Society, Die Meisterbarden von Brie, Green Dragon Fridays, Rock in a Hard Place, Bread and Jam Sessions, all sorts of good stuff, huh? Dr. Star and the Acoustic Mayhem, Fraggle Rock. They is am R&B, they who am are known as Dr. Teeth, Dr. Star. Beautiful teeth and beautiful tones. Welcome to my presence. All right. So finally, just for fun, I happened to be cruising through all of our social media today, and I wanted to call attention to this, which was on Facebook. We want to give credit on this one to Amelia from vomitingchicken.com, which is a pretty awesome website name. Someone posted, so in Lord of the Rings Online, after almost 10 years, we are fighting our way into Mordor, so here, make some lembas, because they ain't got no tacos in Mordor. I think hobbits would like tacos, but he's right. No tacos in Mordor. So here's the recipe. It's basically bread. You have to cook it. Cup butter, half cup brown sugar, quarter cup honey, unbleached flour. It's basically a cracker-style recipe. Oven at 325 degrees. You roll out about a quarter-inch thickness, cut into 3 to 4 inch squares, score with a knife halfway. Just sort of allow you to break it in half. Place on a buttered cookie sheet, bake for 25 minutes. So it basically looks like sort of a homemade cracker recipe with a little bit of brown sugar and honey in it. I think that's pretty awesome. I kind of want to do a Lotro Dev cook-off on this one to see who can make the best lembas bread. I don't know if that's... because this is really more bready than crackery. But still, I thought that was pretty hilariously awesome. So I wanted to call that one out as well. Cooking contest, yes. Yep. No tacos, but you should try the mortar kebab stand. I don't know, man. I don't know what kind of meat they serve in the mortar kebab stand, but it doesn't sound too good. It might be rat or something like that. Lagless bread. Nice. So I guess I could just talk a little bit about the lag and the performance. As you saw in the update 20.0.1 notes, we did make some things to try to address game performance, particularly in the new areas. We are also continuing to look at ways to improve game performance throughout. So, yeah, I mean, we are aware of it. And that's a bummer. The other, I guess, thing that I would mention is, let me make sure I've got my calendar right here, but I'm pretty sure I do. I think this is the final weekend. Am I right? Final weekend for the Spring Festival, yes. It'll be shut off on Monday, April 3rd at 3 a.m. Eastern. So that would be 9 a.m. Eastern for the French and Germans. And yeah, it went pretty fast. I hope you guys dug that new cape and cloak and all that sort of thing. It looks cool. Springfest, yeah, was just basically 2 weekends this time around, which I understand some folks are kind of saying, keep it longer. Oh well. Man, I really needed to download my client for earlier. I started 10 minutes before the live stream. I was like, oh crap, I hadn't downloaded the client yet here to update 20. And so now I'm sitting here waiting for that to happen. So what can I do to kill some time? Show off the new video. Yeah, there we go. Hey, I'm live now. It's like in Inception. Isn't that cool looking though? Oops. Stop your thing. Why you no work? I need to learn how to YouTube better. But anyway, we got that going on. So, all right. So let me get to your questions here while I wait for things. Yes. Hashtag professional. I never claimed to be. Yeah. I could snipe someone with a Nerf bow. Yeah. So I think what it is some of it is a transition to the way we were doing things, for other games and stuff, where typically for our festivals and events, it'll start on a Thursday, it'll go through that weekend, go all through that next week, go through the second weekend, and then get shut off that Monday. Perhaps for something like the Spring Festival, we could keep it going a little bit longer. That is a recipe for cram, not lembas. Yeah, see, I don't know exactly, because lembas, was really sort of a pseudo magical bread, right? Where it sort of literally would keep you sustained with just a couple of bites. It was almost like a hardtack kind of a thing, like a real thick. I always pictured it as sort of a real thick cracker, almost like a dog biscuit kind of thing, that would keep you basically going for a really long time. So I don't know if that's exactly Limbus. Any teasers for the anniversary events or teasers of when there'll be teasers? How much are we generally allowed to talk about the future plans of Lotro? A lot of it is really up to us at this point. I mean, there are certain things like we aren't going to talk about things that aren't approved by our various licensing partners. While it's in process, we want to give them the respect to have first say really on a lot of that sort of thing. So, for example, we're not going to show off an item before they've seen it. We're not going to announce plans that we haven't bounced off them, that kind of thing. But a lot of it is really just kind of what fits best for us in terms of keeping the focus on whatever it is we want to have focus on. So right now, for example, we did just release update 20, Battle of the Black Gate. So we're kind of doing, keeping our focus on that at the moment. But we do have our 10th anniversary coming up, and later in April. Technically, I believe it's April 24th, but we're going to do a 12-hour live stream on April 25th. Frankly, we need that Monday to get everything together rather than start the work week when people are frankly really busy on stuff with a big 12-hour live stream. So there you go. Any idea if or when we are going to fix the personal torch bug? No. What is a personal torch bug? I don't know that one. But you guys know that update 21 is going to be Mordor, High Elf, character avatar revamp. We were in a meeting yesterday where Maid of Lions went over one of the most momentous parts of the Lord of the Rings storyline, the fate of the One Ring. We all got together in a room and he was like, okay, so here's what's going to happen. Clearly, I'm not going to spoil that. But that's something that I know how it's gonna end and you don't. Ha ha ha. Sorry. What are my thoughts on leaving Bullroar open more often so things could be tested even when the live client matches? It would allow people to test without breaking their live build or specs. There's some basic business realities that we don't want people doing things on Bullroar that we would rather they spend money to do on live. So, and there is a financial cost to having Bullroar open. If people are playing on Bullroar, they're not spending Lotro points, they're not buying Lotro points, things like that. So there are some basic business considerations that need to be taken into account in terms of how long and when Bullroar is open. So probably we're not going to leave it open just kind of long term. Gusty Moose, way to make my heart ache on the current storyline. Yeah, they knocked it out of the park, didn't they? And I can tell you based on what I saw, or heard rather, yesterday. Oh, man. Nailed it. Personal Torch, Alt F10, can only currently be used at night. This is, however, not very helpful for, say, Moria or places with the dawnless day. Okay. I am also getting ready to publish the Lotro Beacon. Jeez, I wish I had realized this client wasn't updated. I'm only at 65%. Maybe I'm just going to do a Q&A today and not actually play the game. That's a bummer. You fish slapped me live. Nice. Well, as long as I'm doing stuff then and got some time to kill, why do I not create my own content? I will publish the beacon and then show it to thee. Alright, so here is the most recent Lotro Beacon, issue 5, getting published basically when I get back to my desk after lunch, although I just published it now. I am going to change up the main image here, though. So one of the things you want to give a shout out to is the Lotro Wiki. We just are debuting the beacon, so we're kind of want to make sure that we call out some of the biggest resources that are available in the game, in addition to things that that have been around for a while. So that's really what the dealio is with giving a shout out to them. But nonetheless, I imagine you guys are big into the Lotro Wiki as well as we are. Land of Shadow has some killer images of the Black Gate along with Update 20 music. I'm not going to play that, but you can take a look at that yourself. Yeah, here we go. Isn't that cool looking? It's a really nice looking page. They have a look at our full key art here, which, by the way, we are working to get into wallpaper form, including some mobile versions. That's a task that's in front of our art team right now. So I'll play a little bit of this. How awesome was that, huh? Yeah. Super killer. Gosh, the music is so good. All right, Druid's Fire. Yes, Druid's Fire, our newest streamer on Lotro Stream. Friday evenings, starting at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. So that was actually the other streamer I'm going to get on the calendar today and post that up there. We do have PC Games Girl released her final of, I believe, 3 parts. Looking at the Spring Festival, the Rolling Kegs have a pretty hilariously awesome comedy and music show happening on April 4th. And again, I mentioned Noten Zauber as well. Someone mentioned it in chat, which I guess is worth bringing up here. How do I get my kin featured in the King Hall? Send me an email. It's contact@standingstonegames.com, and I will put you on the list. I need to know really what server you are and what you want me to say about you. You know, really just a couple of sentences like you can see on the schedule here. I have a backlog right now. Because when I first started the Beacon, I got a lot of interest in the Kin Hall. So I really have emails going back several weeks. And what I'm doing when I get to the next version of the Kin Hall is I'm just going through the email, and provided they've given me enough information to spotlight them, and you know they don't have an inappropriate name or something like that, I'm just putting that in there. So eventually I will get to everybody who sends me an email, but it may take a little while because I do have, I'm only doing one a week at this point, and I do have a bit of a backlog. So I probably have at least a month or maybe even longer at this point. So, but yes, contact@standingstonegames.com. Please use a subject line Kin Hall. That way I can just go into the contact@standingstonegames.com kind of dump email site, search for Kin Hall, and it'll just all populate there. Makes it a lot easier to find and get in there. Could touch on the discussion in the forums about PvP that I commented on. Not sure which one you're talking about. Could SSG team fix the Hunter's penetrating shot and barrage in PvMP? It's not funny anymore that Hunters can do lots of damage or higher every 3 seconds. Yeah, that sounds like something we may need to take a look at here for sure. But yeah, so if you did send in an email, and again, because of volume, I'm not sending emails saying, yep, received, yep, received, yep, received. You're just going into a big list. And so eventually it'll all get, like I say, I just go, say, okay, this is the next one, this is the next one, this is the next one. And I'm just doing it that way. So if you send in an email, I will get to you. However, like I said, you might want to check. Because if you sent me an email and you didn't give me, say, the name of your kin, the server that your kin plays on, or at least some kind of method of who they should contact in order to get more information, then I really can't use your application, right? Because I had one that's like, yeah, I want to have my kin featured on the Lotro Beacon. Find X character name in game. And it's just like, well, it doesn't tell me the name of the kin. It doesn't tell anyone how to find you. It doesn't even tell you what server it is. So you need to at least do those 3 things. But you do those 3 things and you'll get put on the list. Appreciate the new animated emotes. Yeah. All right. Let me take a look at things. Okay, what is the final sentence in the widely known Tale of the Terrible Tavern? My answer for this one is... And from that day forward, all of the cookies were amazing. In case you don't know the weekly comment, it used to be, this actually goes back to the other game. When we were doing the Chronicle, I give away 500 Lotro points every week that I do the Lotro Beacon. And it started as just enter your name or just ping this thread to get entered, but who wants to read 4 pages of me, 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 me? So I thought, well, wouldn't it be fun instead if we made everyone answer a question? That way it serves 2 purposes. One, it gets people just talking about something silly and fun. It also allows those rather who want to see what other people are saying to the question. It gives people something to do rather than just be an entry list that I ping every week. So that's really what it is. It's a non-answer answer. If you want to be Mr. Grumpy Pants and just sort of say, I don't want to answer your question, I just want in on the contest, fine. I ain't gonna kill you. You could still be eligible if you just say, I want in. But come on, don't be a Mr. Grumpy Pants. Answer the question, what is the final sentence in the widely known tale of the terrible tavern? And you too can win 500 Lotro points. And I do that basically right before I publish the new one, so I'll do that a couple hours here. Lotro Players News, Update 20 in episode 95, Light the Beacons. Talks about the future long term of what they think is going to happen in Lotro. Lotro Reporter gives their impressions of Update 20. Daddy's Lotro Guides. This is a couple weeks ago, but they delved into the Update 20 reputation and crafting instance gear. It's a really nice guide that Daddy is very well known for. Also translated into Spanish, which is really awesome as well. A YouTube video, Red Shadow 1993 is continuing a starter equipment challenge, only using starter gear, seeing how far they can get. Zogog is into Shire Racing, and Andang continues through the epic story on his YouTube channel. And everything else, we got a nice screenshot of the week. This one comes from Twitter. I know I've been a little Twitter heavy on the first 5 issues of the Beacon. You don't have to post it on Twitter. I just scour really during the week when I see an awesome image. I'm like, that's the one for this week. And because of the Spring Fest, I really thought this would be a really good screenshot of the week this week. I mean, how cool is that, right? Oops. Oh no. How do I alt back? There is no back button. Well, I'm going to have to reload it here. Don't click on an image. That's what I learned today. Alright, there we go again. And today, this isn't quite live yet, it'll be live within a couple hours, so please don't go to the Lotro store expecting this to be currently active. It'll be active later on this afternoon. Store Carry and Share, we're offering 20% discounts on vault storage, shared storage, inventory slots, currency cap, and more. And as you can see here, I haven't yet filled out the free coupon yet, but I think someone just posted that in chat, so I'm guessing that's something that Quartermaster U literally is doing as I speak. So there you go. There's the Lotro Beacon for this week. I really appreciate everyone doing that. The Lotro Beacon is as good as you make it. I really don't do much more than collate the links, find, do a little bit of editing, and put together the whole thing. But the Lotro Beacon is really dependent on the community letting me know about things. So the basic contact info, eventually we might set up our own email. But right now, contact@standingstonegames.com if you have an item, an event, you want to be in the Kin Hall, Community Spotlight, whatever it is, that's the address to get in touch with me for the Lotro Beacon, and I would be happy to pretty much include just about anything you want to send me. So, there you go. Hey, Georgita, PvP player on Crick Hello. Appreciate you being there. Can we do a fish slap emote while actually using the slapping fish? I don't know. Can you? Hopefully. Oh, hey, my client's live. Perfect timing, because I just ran out of things to talk about. You need character slots to go on sale? Okay. So for those, just to reiterate, oh, God dang it. Okay, well, unfortunately, because of this admin issue, I can't do what I wanted to do today. So I think I'm just going to have to call it a somewhat early stream today, unless we've got some more questions for you while I figure out this client issue. I downloaded, and now it won't let me in, because I don't have the most recent admin client. I just need to download a regular live client, call it done. Alright, well, sorry about that, folks. I guess I'm just going to have to call the show a little bit early today. The problem is like, I've got some, because my account is a special admin account, I have to use a slightly different client than the regular client, and it doesn't play well sometimes, So that's what's going on. Oh, other than the server I mentioned with the music, Evernight has this. The Department of Harmony and Song will be visiting Evernight on our tour of all servers. This is April 2nd, so Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, server time. We'll be at the Bree Festival Grounds stage. Cool. Department of Harmony and Song. This one comes from Feklas over in our Twitch chat, who also is doing her own show now on Lotro Stream as well. So that's very, very cool. Okie dokie, and that's going to call it with Court of the Rings here on twitch.tv/LotraStream and youtube.com/LordofTheRings/live. I really appreciate y'all being here. I will be updating the calendar today. I'll be publishing the Lotro Beacon today. I will be updating our event schedule very soon. If I don't get to it this week, it'll be early next week, so you want to check out the event schedule on the forums to get the latest stuff for the upcoming quarter. Hope you enjoy the Spring Festival, which runs through the weekend. And there we go. Thanks very much for playing Lotro. I will talk to you guys and gals again soon. Have fun.